I want to move to our next questioner, Elena Tregub. If you would introduce yourself and ask your question now.
Sure. Good afternoon, Mr. Secretary General. I'm Elena Tregub. I lead a civil society organization here in Ukraine, advancing good governance in defense sector. Thank you for this opportunity to ask you a question. I was wondering, in your opinion, do you think it is possible to change the narrative about NATO and Ukraine to reflect their reality here on the ground? And the reality is that Ukrainian people want to move into NATO, and Ukrainian people put pressure on our politicians, no matter who's in power, to get us closer to NATO. While Russia sees the situation differently, that NATO is advancing towards Ukraine. Do you think if Putin believed that the desire to enter NATO comes from Ukrainian people, not the elites, he would act any differently right now?
NATO has never and will never force any country into the alliance. Our door is open, but we will never force anyone into that door. So the enlargement of NATO that has taken place over many decades is a result of democratic decisions by the people, by the peoples in free nations. So it represents the will of the people in all those nations who have decided to join our alliance. That was the case when NATO was founded back in '49, and that has been the case for each and every country, from Spain to Poland to Hungary to the Baltic countries, and recently North Macedonia and Montenegro and many others. And it's so obvious that those who try in a way to tell other story, they know that they're not telling the truth, because it is the fact is that countries have become members of NATO through their free, independent decisions.